Hello, my name is Emma Tobias, and this is a sketchbook flip-through video. This is probably going to be a long video, so just heads up. I've had this Moleskine sketchbook since January. It is now almost October, almost Inktober. Very excited. This is the first year that I've really gotten into drawing in a big way. I would always draw occasionally, but I never felt like I was very talented or very good at it, so I never really pursued it. I went to art school for photography and writing, and I never felt like I was ever gonna be talented enough to even try to draw, so I never did. But this year I was like, screw it, I'm gonna start drawing. So I kept a Moleskine, and I plan on buying another one very soon. Yeah, and I just really enjoyed it, and I'm so proud of myself for committing to this and exploring it and getting better, and yeah, so I thought I would share. Let's get started. There are certain things I'm going to be blocking out, with a black rectangle, some personal journaly stuff in here, but for the most part, especially later in the sketchbook, there's less personal writing and stuff. So opening it up, or from the start I should say, I have a Courtney Barnett sticker, and I have a little champagne glass here. And then opening up, the first day is January 20th. This is a drawing I did the day of the inauguration, sorry, said that wrong. Of America full of protest signs. It was the day of the Women's March, and I was super sick that day, and I wanted to be involved in some way, so I decided to draw this, and I did a digital version, which I will put right here. Ta-da! Watercolors there. Dum 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 dum. Yeah, so I really like how this turned out. So then next we have personal stuff, and then we have a portrait drawing. Most of the sketchbook is portraits, because I really enjoy drawing people's faces. And I don't love this because it's in colored pencil, and I really hate colored pencil. At least I hate how I use it, and I hate using it. So it's kind of funny. Next we have some more personal stuff, and then we have some birds, and then a list of couples for a project I was working on for Valentine's Day. Birdie birdies. And then we have a just kind of I'm feeling really discouraged about the world post that I probably will also put a rectangle over. And then we have a cartoon of a lady holding a resist protest sign. Her hands are ginormous, but overall I don't hate this little cartoon. Then we have another colored pencil portrait, and then a little doodle and some cupcakes and flowers and stuff. Next we have an action plan for a club that I started. And then we have a portrait of myself in glasses and with black hair. Two things I don't have, but you know, it's art. I can live my dream. And then another little cartoon girl. And then we have a Happy Galentine's Day drawing I did of April Ludgate from Parks and Rec, which doesn't look anything like Aubrey Plaza, so I don't love it, but whatever. But I do have this one of Elizabeth Warren when she during the, I want to say the hearings for Trump's cabinet, and she had that moment where the newspaper journalist said, nevertheless she persisted, like people were talking over her. But I thought that was actually pretty good, and I think it looks like Elizabeth Warren, which is neat. Sorry if my angles keep changing. I'm holding my phone up with my hands, so imperfect. Then we have two cartoons of me, which I am pretty proud of. I think they're pretty cute, and I don't draw figures very well at all, and I'm trying to get better at it, but two little versions of me. And then we have a bunch of heads, back of heads, I should say, of a personal finance class that was super boring that I was taking. And then another little cartoon drawing, colorful drawing that I did of a girl. I sent this to a guy that I had a crush on, and he's a really great artist, and he said it was nice, but I was like, I feel like you're lying to me, so much imposter syndrome all the time. Next we have a drawing I did that in class one day that I think I just was doodling and I glued it in here. I do that occasionally where I will glue drawings from class, although I've stopped doing that now that I'm in grad school. I don't actually have time to doodle in class. A cake, cupcakes, ice cream, yummy, yummy stuff. Then we have this spread, which I really like. It's just a bunch of little drawings I did inspired by people on Instagram. I use inspiration from Instagram and Pinterest, but I am not a super realistic drawer artist, so it never looks like the original, so I think that's kind of a good thing. I take my own way of doing it or own style and change the original picture quite a bit. So yeah, I like this. It's got some flowers and stuff. And then another spread. Do not like this drawing, which is I think is kind of a self-portrait. It was supposed to be originally, and it isn't at all. But this one is, and I really like how this one turned out. And I like the colors a lot. Sorry, I'm shifting position. Next we have a house, little Victorian house that I drew, and then a bunch of face doodles from March 16th through the 18th. Occasionally I would date stuff, which was always funny, and a couple little houses. I think that I did those in class. I'm a bad student in that way. Margot from The Royal Tenenbaums and Susie from Moonrise Kingdom. Loved how Margot turned out for the most part. Don't really like how Susie turned out because her eyes are really dark and the rest of it is really light, so I think that's kind of awkward. I also don't like her hands. They look weird. Next we have, this is something that I'm super proud of. It is a doodle I did in class, and I just really like it. I just did it from my brain, and I think it looks really good. It's one of the best things I've ever drawn, and I just made it up. I like how it's kind of a person who looks sort of gender fluid, which I think is cool. And then we have people who need pizza, and just a bunch of people and a bunch of pieces of pizza. Yeah, I was thinking about the song People by Barbra Streisand. People who need people who need pizza. We have the brain dump, and then we have a lovely little cartoon version of me thinking about graduation and pizza again, and travel, and am I a good artist? Haha. Imposter syndrome, self-care, and romance, and activism, and mental health, and romance, and it was just my brain, like in the spring before I was about to graduate. I did also this, you can't see this because that's too embarrassing, but right here is where I was thinking about my projected GPA, so that's the nerd that I am, and then a cartoon of my favorite spot on my old campus. We have a cartoon of me if I were in space, which I actually changed and turned into a t-shirt for one of my graduate school classes, which was cool. And we have a picture of my favorite character from the Goonies. And then we have a little doodle, and then we have a cartoon of it's me and how allergic I am to cats. I did a digital version of this that I really like, but yeah, I'm very allergic to cats. I actually broke out into hives on my face last night because of some cats. And then this, which is something else I'm pretty proud of. It is a map, a cartoon map of my 4 years of college, which were tumultuous, to say the least. I went to 3 different schools. I went to art school, and then I went to art school for like, yeah, I think I said this earlier, for film, and photography and writing, and then over here is like community college, and then my final college last 2 years, which I loved. And then we have another little drawing of a lady and a beret and some hands, because I'm trying to get better at drawing hands. And then a bunch of these little doodles. I really like the skateboarding girl. She's my favorite. And then another little line drawing. And then this spread that I really actually like a lot. I like the colors. This is me, kind of. And then a bunch of, I want to say those are like sunflower, but I can't remember anymore what it's called. But yeah, I like that spread. And then we have my brain before graduation, when it was only like a month away, which is pretty funny because it went by so fast. And then how I was feeling about graduation. This is just weird. It doesn't look anything like me. But I was both happy and I was scared. Little doodles. I really like this spread. This is me in a bunch of different outfits of mine and a bunch of like little cartoon me's. This is my favorite one. I really like this picture of me. I think it's funny. And then we have another, I'll keep this one. This is a little thing. You could read it if you want. I went to a monastery on my birthday for a class, so that's pretty funny. And then this is just a little doodle and another little doodle. I think this is from class because it's lined, obviously. And then we have this cartoon, which I really like, which is me watching the movie Don't Think Twice, which is a movie I really like that you should watch. It's on Netflix. And then how I was feeling before graduation, and a little other drawing that I had done got in the way. But I was feeling excited, stressed, sad, happy, overwhelmed, graduating 6 days. And then I took some time off because I wasn't feeling well. And then I came back and I did this watercolor. And you'll see a lot more watercolor from now on in the sketchbook. But it's me, kind of me. I don't have blue eyes. It doesn't look anything like me. But, yeah, it's from a picture of me, so I don't love it, but I like the colors, so. And then we have something that I glued on from a notebook, and then how I felt about reading the news versus reading a novel. Reading the news, oh my effing god. Are we doomed? Reading a novel, I wonder what will happen next. So, kind of goofy. And then we have personal, that's big time personal. Personal, I was feeling a lot of feelings, just after I had graduated. Oh, sorry, my thumb got in the way. Yeah, and then I went and drew a bunch of these like flowers and glued on some doodles and more personal little doodle. And then we have these two that I think are kind of cute. I really like how the colors are in this one, and I like this one. I was working on different face angles. And then David David, played by Jeff Goldblum in the movie Independence Day, because I was thinking about Jeff Goldblum. And this is from another journal, and it's just a drawing that I did, obviously. And I like the colors in this one. And then I did a bunch of stuff that I really liked. Like, I like when my hands are dirty, which is a weird thing to say. I like feeling the ink coat them. I'm in a master's program where I work with ink. It's a printing program. I like when my clothes are not clean but messy. Clothes? I said clothes? Cuticles are not clean but messy and dirty. I like big t-shirts. I like crying. I like feeling alike. I like live. I like toast smeared with peanut butter. I like bubble baths and sad music. I was feeling a lot of emotions. This summer, I was kind of going through some things and feeling a lot of things. I still am, but it was, I think, even more intense this summer. I drew a witch because I'm ready for Halloween, even like in July or August whenever I was doing this. This one is pretty personal. I'll keep the I don't know thing. I did a little watercolor drawing there, which I like. Another watercolor. I like these two. A guy crying. It was a picture I found on Pinterest. I wanted to try doing different emotions, and I like it generally. And then this was during Hurricane Irma when we lost power, and I really like how this turned out. This is from this really inky black pen I have. And then two little cartoons of me, like, just super bored. Although, like, that's super self-centered because Hurricane Irma obviously was very devastating. So I don't want to, like, put any, I guess, take anything away from what other people experienced. This is just what I ended up doing when the power was out. And then I did this spread, which I really like. And this is just, like, a face turned back in watercolor with some watercolor paper and some flowers. A lady smoking. I like how this one turned out, and some little succulents. And then I drew a bunch of my friends when we went to a bar. Yeah. I just sat at the bar and did quick little drawings of my friends. And then these, I like this one's my favorite. And then I did a bunch of like little lips and noses and colored them in with watercolor. I drew my friend Emily again. This is just a lady drinking coffee with green hair, which I think is kind of cute. I don't know. And then I did, like little, this says something personal, little drawings. I don't like either one of these at all. I don't mind the hands. I don't like this one very much. I think it looks kind of silly. And then this, which I want to like this spread more than I do. It's supposed to be Anne of Green Gables, but this nose is terrible. And I don't like this hand. I don't really like this, but I kept it because I like the colors. So, yeah. And then we're getting to the end of the sketchbook. This is a little drawing I did of a lady, and there's a man, and I don't know, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then a drawing of me, which I did really quickly. And that's the end. I don't know. What do you guys think? It's not the best thing in the world, but donut sticker. But I'm proud that I committed to it, and I'm proud of what I was able to accomplish. And I'm ready to get a new sketchbook and start again. Thanks for watching. Thank you, thank you. That was an awkward ending.